This stuff you're Yerushalmi Terumos. The article Oz V'Hoda edition on Daf Kuv Vav Amrav right at the top. When you buy it's so last it's about Cheshbon. In the Vilna it's about Nun Chesed base the last line. Also when you buy it's so last it's Cheshbon. So when you buy it's so last it's Cheshbon Imo. A coin going to Yisrael to make some sort of reckoning. Malika Gabel Shem and Sreifa, so they can use Shem and Sreifa to make the reckoning. Aval Pi Chen Ein Tzorch Schia. So, nevertheless, okay. The Gemara is assuming that we're talking about the Shem and Sreifa of the Yisrael, and they're using it when the Kohen's there, but the Kohen's not yet the Kohen. So, what right does Yisrael have to use at this point? Right? Aval Pi Chen Ein Tzorch Schia doesn't need Schia. It was talking about Shumas Korno, obviously, of the Yisrael. And Mazak Leidei Acher, it works by Mazak Leidei Acher, that you're Mazak to the Kohen, and therefore it's as if it's his already, and therefore he can give permission to take Cheshbonos by the light of that Shuma. Hafnaki Boyd said, well, you just give it to him. He's in your house, give it to him, and then you can use it. Tanya, Basi So Shnichasar Likim Helmei Kohenes. So Basi So comes into light for to take a light from a Kohenes. So she's using this light for a lantern to go home after having visited the Kohenes. She can dip the wick in the Shem and Sreifa of the Kohenes and light it. So where's that not for the Kohenes? So if Huna B'Shem Rabbi Yan said, Shas Mishlachas De'ibim Hoysa. It was a time when there were a lot of wolves around, and they were martyred on account of sakana. Below my basin bito, and basin never they left that loophole intact, and it had to remain intact afterwards because the sakana they allowed it, and once that loophole existed, it existed. It's kind of the Rokuchover says by Ner Chanukah. It says Mishas sakana ve'aliko el shulchan v'dayo. Rokuchover says that from then on they were mevatel the need to light in the window. Okay, once they were mevatel it. So then when it became bottle afterwards, so then they no longer had to light it, make it in a place where it can be seen. Okay, similar idea. Tanya, we learned you have that's actually there's also Vilna. Yeah, that's what it is. You have the cow herd of the Kohen, who was feeding the Kohen's cows in the jurisdiction of Israel. Chembidlo shel Kohen, and so to the garment of a Kohen that it was being Oshanerged, so it was being woven by a Israel. Ma'igov Shem and Sreifa and Choshish. You can use Shem and Sreifa for this purpose, and even Tumas Gorno. You haven't given to the Kohen because it's definitely Micha to the Kohen that you're going to use the Shumah for that purpose. Okay, so Kohen Shabbat have so Cheshbon Yisrael Chavero, which is the case here before, right? But he made the Cheshbon with Yisrael. The Hiligab of Shem and Sreifa, and they used the Shem and Sreifa as before. Famalov Halachlo, but now the Kohen went away. Ein Mechayvin. You don't require the Yisrael to extinguish the light until the light extinguishes on its own. It's like Ribush Yura. So once you start a beheter or became Shiska beheter, something along those lines that you're allowed to continue it. Rabbi Baruch Bori. Achbori is a very strange name, but it was Jewish. Father evidently was Jewish as well. So the have Avid. So he was doing work by Rabbi. Actually, I don't know if it's Jewish father. Never mind. The main point is that Chanin himself was Yisrael. It was not a Kohen. Okay, so it's still a funny name. He was doing work by Rabbi Tzipori, who was a Kohen. When he left Rabbi Tzipori's house to go home, he filled his lantern full of the Talmud oil, and he used that oil to get home. So Gemara says, wait a minute, but we know you only have to use the Shem and Seifa for the tzorach of the Kohen, not for the tzorach of the Yisrael. This even it's tzorach at home. So Amar, they said, the lo hava avidlay, if not for the fact that he would have the light to get home, Lav Asi wouldn't have come to work in the first place. It's kind of very similar to, somewhat similar to going out to be matzah nefashos and Shabbos and be allowed to come back inside the tchum, because otherwise you can go in the first place. So the same principle here. So they want to say, okay, at least when he gets home he has to extinguish it, right? Who said no, they can have a they can't have a koretz. He says no, because this since he was able to have this candle to accompany him, he would do malacha also at the beginning of the night into the night, and then because he wouldn't extinguish it at his home, he was able to get back in the morning early to work. So I'm not sure exactly how that how having that candle lit later after he got home helped him, but I guess he was able to arrange his matters by candlelight at home. Once he got home, even after he finished walking home, and that allowed him to come earlier, not necessarily wake up earlier, but to get there earlier at the work in the morning because he had finished some of his affairs the night before. Sorry, guys, there. Ada Shimsha Shol Rabbi Ami. Ada Shimsha was the Sham Rabbi Ami who was a Kohen. Asked Rabbi Ami. So, by the way, that we know is Rabbi Ami and Rabbi Yasi were Kohanim, because the Megillah Daf Chapei says they were the Kohanim Chashibei Da'ara Yisrael. So he says, I color my seal. That means I dip my wick on not minchayla. I think I read minchayla before. Minchola, olive, on a weekday, right? So I dip it into the wick of shemen sreifa. The Kabbalah is down here. The taval in Vayikra Daled Vav is translated by the Targum Yerushalmi Vayitzboa. So the color and to dip are synonymous here. So ma malik b'shubsa. So can I use the continue to use on Shabbos? So the halacha is ein malikin shemen sreifa b'yom tov the Shabbos. Can I use shemen sreifa to light candles for Shabbos, because it looks like you're being mevar kachim on Shabbos, and you're not allowed to be mevar kachim nice or whatever you have to mevar on Shabbos. So you're not allowed to do it on Shabbos, but you started using it on a chol, the mask beheter. So can you do it, so to speak, of Isser on Shabbos? Amalei said, Batel Gabi Psilo. It says the shemen, once it's on the wick, is considered to be batel to the wick, and therefore you can, once it's lit, you can continue to use it on Shabbos. Rabbi Yehuda ben Pazi, renamed the Rabbi Nechemia, Rabbi Pazi Pazi, those in the house of Rabbi Nechemia seems to have been a Kohen. Kate to do this as well, and so the I guess Ada Shimshu was doing the house of Rabbi Ami for Rabbi Ami. And once he started, the heter is allowed to do it. Okay, it's allowed to burn on Shabbos. And Rabbi Yehuda and Pazi passed away for the house of Rabbi Nechemia, requiring that once they started using it on Friday, they continue using Shabbos as well. Rabbi Yasi Nasib Sila. Rabbi Yasi took a wick which was full of shemen sreifa for Ner Shabbos. Rabbi Ila learned Nasib Sila. Rabbi Ila did not use it for Shabbos. So, Rabbi Ila had Rabbi Ami, doesn't he hold like Rabbi Ami? That's since you started for Shabbos, it should be mutter. So Rabbi Ila Mishum Gezel, he holds that there's an issue of Gezel because of Gezel Hashevet, because Mammon is not Batel, which is a very strange thing, because would seem that he's a Kohen. So what's the Gezel Shevet? But it seems that there's another issue here. We'll have to come back to this first issue. Below Adain, without that issue, Shamsha Vazazah Behekdesha. There was a Shamish, there was Mavazah Kedusha Shuma. He used it like Chulin, so therefore he didn't want to be Mako in that scenario. Okay, so let's backtrack here a bit because the article does learn that Chayla here means somebody's sick. And he says that, which, even though it says Chayla with an Aleph and a Chayla, he says that the shot he brings down from the Korban Edom instead of Shabbos is since I'm Toivel, the Psila, and there shall shoot Truma Tmeya, which is lit for a Chayla Kayin, and I then take the Psila for myself for my own personal purpose. And Rabbi Ami said, yeah, the little oil which is left, that's okay, Chacham and Goyz on that. And then it brings down something similar from Horei Rabbi Yehuda and Basi, Lean Rabbi Nechemia Kain, that also, perhaps according to this, Rabbi Nechemia's house was not Kohanim, but they were serving with a Kohen. They took a Psila from a sick Kohen's house, and therefore they continued using it. Then, the next part of the Gemara, where the article interprets it, is that Rabbi Yimi, Nasam Sila, he would do this, and as above, but Rabbi Ila would not take it. So Rabbi Ila evidently was not a Kohen, and so Gemara says, so what? So still, what about Rabbi Ami saying above that this is okay because once you start using for Kohen, somebody else allowed to use it. So Rabbi Ila said that there's a Gezel Shevet issue here. So Taka, he wasn't a Kohen, and he was afraid he didn't have proper permission, so therefore it's Gezel Shevet. Or, and the other reason is that the Shamish, Rabbi Ila's house, was Mavazik Kedusha of the Psila, and therefore Rabbi Ila did not want to take the Psila home, because then the Shamish would learn to be Mavazeh it further. According to that second shot, really it could be that Rabbi Ila was a Kohen, and he wouldn't be allowed to use it himself. Nah. But whether he was lit first for Cholet, and then it's afterwards for Bori, or Chol Kohen, or on a weekday, and then we were allowed to continue using on Shabbos, even though Shemitz Rebbe normally can't use on Shabbos. Same principle. And it could be Rabbi Ila was not a Kohen, but he was, even though it was mutter once we started the heter, he was using it Isser, so to speak. He didn't want to be matzir it because of the shamash was mevazeh, the kachim in that, or chuma in that house. So, but you have to. If you're going to say Rabbi, it's more likely that Rabbi Ila was, according to that second shot, was a Kohen, and he was saying, according to Kavanaki, that even though you could, once you start on Chol, you could use it on Shabbos. Talking about Kohanim, and the Shamoshim has Kohen, like either Shimshon did, also could use it on Shabbos, continue to use it on Shabbos, but since in that house, the Shamoshim were Amaratzim, so therefore they want to be Matir in that case.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we're going through Ashland, Virginia, out the left-hand side.
Gamliel Zuga was a, here it's brought on the Kavanaki that he was a glassmaker, but I think he was actually a barber. So from the thing of Yerushalmi and Sukkah, Zuga is like a scissors. Shal Rabbi Yasser, Ma'alo Steve Shemen Chulin Uladlik. So yeah, so you have a narrow Shemen Sreifa. What can you add? Shemen Chulin and unlight it. So let's assume it's about again for Shabbos, right? Even though Shemen Sreifa can use it together with Chulin. So Amar Lei Lota. So he said, Lo time Rabbi Yosha Ella ein mechayvin oso lemitzvaso. What Rabbi Yosha said is, we don't require you to empty a keli completely from shemen sreifa in it in order to not use it for halakas neiros on Shabbos. But you can put it in shemen chulin and light it on Shabbos. So that's only not chayv to clean out completely, but where there is shemen sreifa there in a substantial way, so then you're not allowed to invalid because invalid is chatchila. Okay, so lo tani v'she ela ein b'chayim etzol matzoso. don't have to get the bitter end, but you do have to actually, if there's a substantial amount, you can't be about to listen to Chevchila. Rabbi Abba said, Shana Yonasan ben Achmoi. Yonah ben Achmoi taught me, Bas Kohen Shesel Medes Erev Shabbos in Chashecha. The Bas Kohen was standing Erev Shabbos, the daughter of Kohen standing Erev Shabbos as night was falling. Yotan there, and she has a candle in her hand. Hashem Tzreifa, and it is Shem Tzreifa. Harizim Mosefes L'Tocho Shechulin Umazekes. She can add chulin and light, so clearly this argues. Amalei Rabbi Zera said, "Mative." What's the status of this? Yerushalmi Terumos. Can we rely on him or can't rely on him? Amalei, not sure Amalei is in the Vilna, but Amalei said back then, "Am Garlia Baki Mishnasaya." He was Mishnasaya. He was a great person, and he was Baki in our Mishnayos. Mishnayos means, in any event, Parshi Rabbi Chia. The Kfar Tchumen, Rebbe, but Rabbi Chia, Kfar Tchumen, told Rebbe the greatness of this person. What was the name again? Yerushalmi Terumos. When we say Chachim, and he made him a Chacham. Obviously, he didn't give him Smicha because he didn't be called Rabbi, but he made him as the Moshe says. And Kamraki said he made him a Parnas al Tzibur because he was so chashuv. Okay, so obviously he's somebody who you can rely upon. Okay, the next thing we had was from the Mishnah, was in Avikin based on Mishnah, based on Adam. That's according to Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda says the opposite. Based on Avel, Avel based on Mishnah. And the Asas both, and Rishim is Matir both. So now the Gemara says, my time Rabbi Yehuda. What's the logic of Rabbi Yehuda? Based on Mishnah, they didn't Nikim, Lemisaskin Ba. Since they have clean clothes on, nice clothes. They don't get involved with the oil. So the obviously they're not going to use the oil for Shem Tzreifa in a forbidden way. Based off, I didn't want to say, but by base off, because the clothing is dirty anyway, it's not the best clothes. It's asking me they're going to get involved, and they might come to eat the Shem Tzreifa, which of course is forbidden. So therefore, the Chiyuv Misa to eat Truma. For a Zar to eat Truma Tmeya. So they're afraid that the Zarim who come to Beis Havel are going to eat the Shemen, which they're using to light, so you can't use it. My time, Rabbi Yossi, what's Raj Kavir says the opposite. Beis Havel, they Im Chniin, but Beis Havel, because they are subservient. In other words, they are in a state of, as the Kamragi puts it, Nitchnoim Zikaron Yom HaMisa. They feel day of death, so therefore, no kalos rosh. They're not going to. They're almost asking. They're not getting involved with things so lightly. They take things seriously. Based on Mishnah, they didn't chizin, but by based on Mishnah, because people are frivolous, it's asking. They're going to get involved with the Shem Tzreifa, and therefore they're potentially going to eat it, even though they're not allowed to. So even though really we're in the middle of sugya, but. That's the end of the blot, and tomorrow's blot, the last part of the Sechta, is very short. So I think we'll stop here for today and pick it up again tomorrow.